Hello, and it's me again, all about Linux. We're going to start off today. I'm going to show you some commands that can speed up your Ubuntu PC that we just installed onto our VirtualBox. So here's the one that we installed yesterday. I'm going to start it back up. Should only take a couple of minutes this time. Let's see if I can remember my password. And then again, you can always speed it up by adding more base memory if your laptop or system has more to give to it, and also another processor if you have more than one or two. Here I'm going to search for term, which is terminal, that we're going to use. And I want to install something called Preload. What Preload will do is, I'm going to show you. Preload speeds up applications that you've already started up once and closed them out. So we can see how fast Firefox is going to come up for us the initial time that we press it, which is pretty much over 5 seconds. So now what I'm going to do is close it, and I'm going to reopen it, and it came up quicker. It came up a lot more quickly than it did before. Another thing I want to show you, as you can probably see from the side, is unless they're in here, I doubt it. Startup applications, they're already here, so here's the ones that they're willing to show you that they're starting up when your system starts up. What we're going to do is change something with a sed command that will most likely show all of them that are loading up once your system loads up, and you will be able to go through all of those and decide which ones you want to start up and which ones you don't want to start up. Now let's take another look, see what happened, if anything. See, now there's a bunch more that came up. So if I didn't want a certain one of these to start up, let's say like my backup monitor. I mean, I don't really use it, so I don't need it to start up when my system starts. just be careful when you're in here, because some of these you do need to start, or else your system's not going to start. So that's one thing. I'll have all the comments. I'll have all of the commands in the comments as well. So we did the startups. We did the preload change. We're going to change the swappiness on the system. So we're already in the terminal. What we can do is, cat is another term for just I want to look at a file. So we're going to cat sys proc sys vm, and there is actually a file called swappiness, but I am going to hit problem if I don't start spelling correctly. Proc sys vm swappiness. Okay, it's usually set to 60, which is, I think, a lot. What we can do is change that. You can do it in a number of ways. You can open up Notepad, you can open up gedit. I like VI personally, so we can do, let's see, it's in a different file though. It's in etsy sysctl.conf. And in here, we can either do a search for the word swappiness, and there's no swappiness in this file. We can just add it to the bottom. When you're in VI, you should really, we'll go over some VI commands later, but I'm just trying to help you speed up your system right now. But all the comments, all of the pound signs are comments. We don't want to add it in front of after a comment, because then our swappiness won't work. So what we can do is we can add something that says swappiness that we just added, and then now we can add the actual command that's going to change our swappiness. And you can change it to 0, 5, or 10. I'll just change it to 10. We hit escape, we hit colon, WQ exclamation to quit that. Of course, I'm not root, so I can't do that. But once you do this change, you have to reboot your system for it to take effect. Let me pause the video and see what I can do to actually show you how that works. Okay, so I'm back. Here's what I did. To become root, once you install your Ubuntu system, they don't usually tell you what the root password is. But there's a way to get around, since I was typing these sudo commands to actually run commands as root user by giving my own password. What you can do is you can do sudo passwd, which is password for root, which means you want to change the root password. It's then going to ask you enter your new password and then retype your new password. It was updated successfully. So to become root as any user, you can do a su space minus. It's going to ask you for that root password, so that's what I did. Now, there's another trick you can use to cycle through commands that you really don't want to retype, is use the up or down arrow. But since I haven't actually typed any out as root, there are none available. But there's another thing you can do. If I wanted to do this command again, you can highlight it, copy it, come down here, paste, enter, and to get to the bottom of the file, you can actually just use the arrow keys, or you can do Shift G and get to the bottom, and then we're going to add our swappiness command one more time. And I'm just going to change it to 10. We're going to hit escape, colon, WQ, exclamation. WQ means you want to write the file and then quit. And that worked. we can actually cat look at the file to make sure it took effect on the bottom of the etc sysctl.conf file, and it did there. So what we're going to do is check our swappiness again. Before it was 60. Now we're going to do a shutdown command. It's shutdown -R to reboot, and we're just going to do now. And my system's going to reboot, and then we'll rerun the command to actually show us what the swappiness is when the system comes back. It should have changed from 60 to 10. I guess you saw that, you saw my password, but oh well. It is the word password. Here comes the Ubuntu 16.04 system. And we're going to rerun the swappiness command to make sure. We can either go here and type, we can search for terminal in here. This is where you would search for your applications, or there's another trick you can use. You can do Control T, I believe. And maybe not. Anyway, there's a shortcut to bring up the terminal. Used to be that, but let's go back to being root, which is like su space minus. I'm going to type in my root password, which is not the root password as password. So then we're going to do cat. No, are we going to do? No, we're going to do just type the word swappiness. No. Let's see. Here it is. I got rid of it. So, and I just got rid of it again. What is wrong with my brain today? Okay, let me be cat proc sys vm swappiness. Changed it to 10, so it won't swap as much to the hard drive. You can change it to 0 if you wanted no swapping to the hard drive, just in case you're running out of memory. You can change it to whatever you like, and that'll help speed up your system quite a bit. And that should be it. That's it for now. Talk to you later. Thanks for watching. And also, you know what? If you could please subscribe and do all that other stuff, that would be great. But I'll put all these commands in the description. Thank you. It's me again. I did come up with that key combination for the shortcut for bringing up another terminal screen. It's Control-Alt-T, and that's another easy way of just hitting the search button to bring up another terminal screen. But what I did want to show, just in case, was the Ubuntu Software Center. It's more of a graphical interface than typing apt get install. You can look through here for a bunch of different types of software to install. One that I wanted to show you was Ubuntu restricted extras that have a lot of the codecs that you're going to need to run videos and things like that, but it might already be installed. We can also take a look at what's already installed and see where it is. I will pause it and I will be right back. Okay, apparently Ubuntu 16.04 already installs that for you, but here we show that there's 5 updates available since we ran the install. Every time after you install Ubuntu, you should actually anyways just update your system. Through the command line, it would be apt get update, and what it's going to do, it's going to search all the repos for any updates that your system needs or has. Since after you do the update to update all the repos, what you could do is apt -get space install. Apt-get upgrade, and it's going to do it anyway. Or you can go into the software center and just hit install on all of these buttons. Otherwise, it'll just go through and it's going to ask you. There's 204 upgrades available to what's already on our system right now. So I would suggest doing it through the command line anyway, and I'll have that command inside the description as well. While that's updating, we can go through here and take a look. There's a bunch of different tools in here. Most are free, some you have to pay for, but there's games, there's programming, development, internet utility system, graphics, video, all kinds of different tools that you can just go through and click on them, read about it, and decide if you want it. You hit install and it'll actually install it on your system. There's different IDEs to do developing in. I like, there's one called Genie. Genie's pretty good. Another one would be, I think it's called, let me look on my other system real quick. So it's PyCharm. PyCharm is pretty cool for Python development. I really like doing that one as well. There is one in here that I wanted to see if it was available. It's called Tweak, unless I'm spelling it wrong. It actually helps you tweak your system. But as you can see, this is still updating or upgrading the system to where it should be. Even though it's a brand new version of Ubuntu, there are always updates available. Let me pause it, see if I can find that tweak, and we'll do that. You know what, forget it. Let me do, I think it's Unity Tweak Tool. Unless it's in our little search box over here. System is running really slow. Let's see, we've got there's no Unity tweak tool here. Let me pause and I will be right back. Okay, so I did find it in the Software Center. It just took a while for it to search since this update's already running. I don't think we'll be able to install it from here, but we can always try. I don't know if it'll run two installers at the same time. Sometimes you'll get an error that there's a lock on a file and it's going to have to wait for something to finish. But it does ask you for your root password every time that you install an application, just so no one else can do it and mess your system up. And it gives you a second chance to decide whether or not you want to do it or not. But it does look like it's actually installing the Tweak tool. Tweak tool will show, the things you install will show up on this toolbar, but there's also another a dock, it's called Cairo dock, that I have on mine that I like. It looks Apple-ish, but there's better ways of searching for programs that you have on your system other than using this Unity tweak button, Unity search button. So I'm going to wait for all of these to install. I'm going to wait for the tweak tool to finish, and then I'm going to walk through some of the tweak commands that we can actually set. Okay, so our upgrade update worked. As you can see, the command line stopped scrolling. Every now and then when it installs a new kernel, which is the base of the operating system, it will re-ask you to restart your system, either now or later. I'm just gonna restart later just for time's sake. But Unity did install, and you can either go back in here and remove it, or you can go in here and type apt-get remove, and then whatever thing, software tool that you installed. Why it says it's still installing, I have no idea. We're just going to go here and launch it. So inside here, there's quite a few different tweaks you can do. The one I like to do is the launcher over here is what it's called. You can do an auto hide on it. See how it disappeared? If we go back over here, sometimes we can get it to come back, sometimes not. But mine does work, as you can see on my system. It's just probably the sensitivity of the virtual machine. We can do that. You can tell it, you know, fade only, slide only. You can do transparency level. You can make it transparent if you wanted to. What else? You can make it wiggle, pulse. There's a bunch of cool things you can do. What I like to also do is change the size of the icons, because once you start installing applications, there's going to be a lot more icons in here as you do that, and I don't like having a lot in there. We can go back to the overview, and in search, here's where you can tell it not to search online. It comes installed already, like I told you, so you don't need the for it to search online for terminal or anything like that, or waste your time doing that. What else is there? I like 12-hour time, seconds, day, weekday, display battery life, all those cool things I like to have, up here in my little upper toolbar to show me what's going on. What else? Workspace. You can change the amount of workspaces you want. I usually do 4 and 4x4. I can show you what that does on my system. The different workspaces. If you hit Control Alt and left or right arrow, or actually it's working here in the virtual machine, there's different workspaces, different desktops or computers. Here's the one we were just on with the Unity tool, and since I have so many of them, you can see that I'm scrolling through all of them. You can have different apps on different screens and cycle through them that way. There's also something called Compiz, which is a really cool tool that will give you a 3D desktop, and you can switch through the 3D kind of desktops that you have. It does require memory. It's memory intensive. It's video card intensive. I have a Asus laptop with a separate 3 gig video card, GeForce video card in it, so that's what helps me out a great deal with that. So until the next video, subscribe, like it, and I will put all the links in the description, and next time we'll go over the Compiz manager to make the desktop do cool things like mine does. See you later.